$28 trillion. That's how much new wealth Cathie would predict will be created by 2030 from just 5 converging technologies. In her latest Big Idea report, the woman who called Tesla at $30 and Bitcoin at $4,000 is making her boldest predictions yet. Today, we'll break down what she is betting on and what that means for you. If you don't know me, my name is Johnny Zhang, founder and CEO of Premio. I've spent a decade investing in real estate with more than $2 billion in assets under management. I acquired an investment bank at the age of 29, legally tokenized over $61 million in real estate, and then built an RWA tokenization platform called Gaia. With that background, I believe I'm qualified to give you my take on this report. Let's get started. So who's Cathie Wood? Cathie Wood is the founder of ARK Invest, a firm that only bets on disruptive innovation. When Wall Street was calling Tesla a fraud, she bought it at $30, and it went to over $300. When institutions laughed at Bitcoin, she started accumulating under $4,000 a piece, and now it's worth $70,000. Although her track record isn't perfect, ARK got crushed in 2022. But when it comes to spotting a long-term technology shift before the mainstream, few have been more consistently early. So when she released her annual Big Idea report, serious investors pay attention. The central theme of this year's report is acceleration. ARK argues that 5 technology platforms, AI, robotics, energy storage, blockchain, and genomics, are no longer evolving in parallel. They're reinforcing each other. The result? ARK projects the global GDP growth could hit 7.3% by 2030, more than double the IMF's forecast of 3.1%. Let me walk you through the biggest bets. First, AI infrastructure. This isn't about ChatGPT. It's about the physical backbone that makes AI possible. ARK projects data centers investment will be nearly triple, from $500 billion in 2025 to $1.4 trillion by 2030. Why? Because AI inference cost has dropped over 99% in the past year alone. When something gets that cheap, usage explodes. On the Open Router platform, demand for large language model has grown 25 times since December 2024. The companies building this infrastructure, chips, cooling, power systems, are positioned at the center of the next decade's growth. Now, let's talk about what I know the best, tokenization. ARK's prediction here is massive. That projects that total digital asset market could hit $28 trillion by 2030, growing at 61% annually. Bitcoin alone could hit $16 trillion, about 70% of that total. Smart contract platforms like Ethereum and Solana make up the rest. But here's what really caught my attention. ARK projects tokenized real-world assets could grow from $19 billion today to $11 trillion by 2030. That's not a speculation. That's bonds, treasures, real estate, equities, actual assets moving on-chain. This is already happening. BlackRock's build fund crossed $1.7 billion. Tokenized US treasures has hit $9 billion. The infrastructure is being built right now. Here's my take. I've spent $2 million and years building tokenization infrastructure before anyone called it RWA. Back then, nobody cared. Now the biggest institutions in the world are racing to do the same thing. What ARK is describing isn't a prediction. It's a confirmation of what's already on the way. The question isn't whether tokenization will happen, it's whether you will be positioned when it scales. Sovereign debt is leading today, but ARK expects bank deposits and public equities to move on-chain over the next 5 years. This is the fundamental rewiring of how ownership works. Next, robotics. ARK's projection here is provocative. They calculate that one household humanoid robot could convert about $62,000 per year of unpaid domestic labor into measurable GDP. Think about it. Cooking, cleaning, caregiving, work that's done but never counted economically. If only 8% of a US household adopts humanoid robots within 5 years, ARK estimates it could add $6 trillion to the annual GDP. Thanks to Wright's law, cost falling as production scales, they expect robots like Tesla's Optimus to drop to $20,000 to $25,000. That's the price of a car for robots that works 24/7. Fourth, multiomics. The convergence of genomics, proteomics, and AI. The numbers here are staggering. ARK projects AI-driven drug development could cut time to market by 40%, from 13 years to 8 years, and reduce costs by 4 times, from $2.4 billion to $700 million per drug. Whole genome sequencing cost could drop to $10 by 2030. At that price, biological data becomes fuel for AI at massive scale. ARK calls this a shift from disease management to actual cures. Finally, energy. As AI compute demand explodes, energy becomes the bottleneck. ARK's thesis, falling costs in batteries, and disrupted energy system will unlock the next wave of growth. This isn't about one technology. It's about removing the constraints that limits everything else. Cheap, abundant energy makes AI data centers viable. It makes robotics economical. It makes the whole system work. Now, I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't mention the risks. Critics say ARK is too optimistic. Technology breakthroughs don't always arrive on schedule. Regulations could slow adoption, especially in blockchain and genomics. Valuations in some of these sectors already priced in years of future growth. ARK got crushed in 2022 when rates rose. They're not infallible. But here's the counter. The same critics said Tesla was a fraud. They said Bitcoin was a scam. Timing could be off. The directions usually isn't. Here's the bottom line. Cathie Wood is betting that 5 technologies, AI, blockchain, robotics, genomics, and energy, are about to reshape the global economic faster than most people expect. $28 trillion in digital assets, $11 trillion in tokenized real-world assets, $6 trillion in GDP growth from robotics alone. These aren't guarantees. They are projections, but the signals are already viable if you know where to look. The future doesn't arrive all at once. It rewards those who see it early. If you found this useful, subscribe. I'll keep breaking down what's actually happening.